See how the results of this year's General Assembly session will impact Virginia Beach. And the mayor reveals the state of the city. Just how are we doing? Plus, we'll show you what would happen if students ruled the world. That and more are coming up as we access Virginia Beach. Hello and welcome to VBTVs Access Virginia Beach, a program that informs you of news and events from around our city and schools. I'm Peter Van Heest, and thanks for joining us. Every year, Virginia Beach presents an annual address to recognize the city's accomplishments, challenges, and plans for the future. So, how is our city faring? In front of a packed audience at the Convention Center, Mayor Sessoms addressed those concerns during the annual State of the City address.
Make no mistake, we are facing some serious challenges, and how we respond to them will mark our destiny. But I am more convinced than ever that our destiny is great.
The mayor acknowledged some of the challenges we face in light of a slow economy, but it was also a time to celebrate the city's accomplishments.
Global corporations see Virginia Beach as a great place to locate, expand, and consolidate their businesses. Geico, with its regional headquarters at Corporate Landing, is a great example.
The school division was also recognized for their success and innovations.
6 Virginia Beach public high schools were ranked among the top 6% of high schools in the country by Newsweek. The new Renaissance Academy is the first center of its kind in the nation, housing 6 alternative education programs and a museum commemorating the former African-American school that once stood on the site.
The mayor looked to the future. His vision for the city's next 20 years included regional efforts, alternative energy sources, and of course, transportation.
We have to look ahead, and we need to do something now about the gridlock on our roadways. In keeping the military, transportation is key. The purchase of the Norfolk Southern Line is an important and strategic acquisition, one that will provide dependable, efficient, and cost-effective transportation for future generations.
A copy of the State of the City address is available on vbgov.com. A recorded version will also air on VBTV beginning March the 28th. Log on to vbgov.com/VBTV for dates and times. A quick look at the near future shows that the city may have to do more with less. That's in part due to the passing of the state budget recently in what could have been one of the most challenging General Assembly sessions in years.
And it was a very difficult session for the General Assembly period. The governor was faced with having to address cuts that Governor Kane had proposed, as was the General Assembly, and they basically had about $4 billion less to work with than they did in the last biennium.
The General Assembly approved a $28.6 billion spending plan. The reduced budget will impact several areas, with transportation and schools bearing part of that hit.
For Virginia Beach, it worked out to much less money for the school system. For instance, in next year, we're going to be down about $40 million. The Virginia Beach school system will be from what they got in 2007. And it's going to be even worse in 2012.
The city will also see cuts in funding to social services and mental health. How much is yet to be determined. On a positive note, the General Assembly was able to keep some programs by making adjustments to others.
They came up with a plan or a scheme, depending on your outlook, to basically underfund VRS, Virginia Retirement System, for the next 2 years, and then start repaying that back in 2013, and that saved them or gave them about another $650 million that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
That savings also helped convince lawmakers to continue matching the $7.5 million the city puts out to reduce encroachment at NAS Oceana. And while the session wasn't as bad as expected, many delegates walked away from the session hoping for more.
I don't think anybody walked away happy. I think nobody walked away contented, that's for sure. I think people walked away knowing it could have been a lot worse, but I think people are dreading next year when they have to go in and basically address the second year of the biennium. And unless the economy really turns around, there's going to be even more cuts next year.
The governor has 30 days to review the proposal and veto bills. The General Assembly will reconvene on April 21st to consider bills the governor challenges. Laws enacted during the session will take effect as of the 1st of July. With the recent news of reduced financial funding to the school division, officials moved forward with adopting a budget that is almost 10% less than last year's.
In balancing the first year of the biennial, the House budget means that we have a shortfall of approximately $37.5 million. We're able to balance that budget by several budget balancing strategies.
Some of those strategies include employing fewer teachers, offering fewer small classes in the high schools, and an increase in class size for both 4th and 5th grade students. The division believes they can avoid layoffs through attrition.
We're not terminating any programs, we're not closing any schools, we're not doing anything that's going to have any potential adverse impact on students, and that's kind of our primary focus. As far as our employees, you know, it's reasonably confident that all jobs remain intact.
The numbers could still change, but now that's the initial budget is passed. The next step is presenting it to the City Council for approval. The final budget is expected to be approved by the 3rd week of May. You can watch the entire budget presentation right here on VBTV. Just log on to vbgov.com/VBTV for aired dates and times. Motorists traveling the Princess Anne Corridor have some good news coming. That narrow 2-lane stretch of road from Dam Neck down to the Municipal Center will soon be getting a major overhaul.
In 2002, the volume of traffic was estimated 24,000 vehicles per day, and it's projected to increase in 2020 of about 55,000 vehicles per day.
But drivers will soon be breathing a sigh of relief. Road work will be underway shortly.
The project will start from Dam Neck to Nemo, and then to Nemo to Holland Road, which is next to the Colonial High School. They will be expecting 2 lanes each way, and with a wide median. In the future, the ultimate road will be 8 lanes.
While widening the road will alleviate traffic, pedestrian-friendly improvements are also on the to-do list.
We're going to have landscape work, paved shoulders on each side, which is 8 foot. Also, we're going to provide 8-foot sidewalk on both sides, a sound wall on CARICOM residential areas.
Utility work has already started and road construction should begin late summer. The project is expected to be completed in about 4 years. The Princess Anne Road Phase 4 project is the second road project in the region that is partially funded by stimulus money. The January count of homeless people in Virginia Beach showed a rise in the population over last year. More than 500 people are considered homeless in Virginia Beach, but it's not just a problem within the city, it's a regional issue. And coming up with a solution to getting people off the streets is why city and regional leaders and service providers came together recently.
We've made a practice to bring in people who are working with programs or studying programs that have had demonstrated successes, so that then we're able to do some good intentional thinking about how we could potentially incorporate that program into our spectrum of services to combat homelessness.
The conference brought together city mayors, housing programs, and even a panel of formerly homeless people. The topic of discussion, how to reduce the homeless population and the costs that come with it.
Homelessness is expensive. We've all heard the stories about the $1 million Murray, who cost the city of Reno $1 million during his lifetime. We know that people who are homeless end up in jail, they end up at the emergency department, they end up accessing services that they either don't need.
And while spreading information is good, the outcome of conferences like this one can be life-changing.
The past 2 conferences we've had produced things like the single-room occupancy apartments, which are permanent supportive housing. We have one in Norfolk and one in Virginia Beach, and the third is currently under construction in Portsmouth.
The conference was a collaboration between the Southampton Road Regional Conference on Ending Homelessness and the Virginia Coalition to End Homelessness. For a look at how the outcome of efforts like this one can be seen in a Virginia Beach apartment complex, here's Mickey Aceto with a look at how the Cloverleaf Apartments are helping homeless people get their lives back on track.
Reading the newspaper, doing dishes, even having a daily devotional. All everyday tasks that many of us take for granted. But for Michelle Lemon, having a roof over her head is something she will always be grateful for.
I've been in and out of the people's houses, staying on the street and stuff like that.
She lost more than 2 years of her life out on the streets, but now Michelle is one of the lucky ones. She can call Cloverleaf home.
I feel good and great in my own place. I ain't got to put up with nobody mess no more. I ain't got to hear nobody yelling or screaming, pitting me out no more. I got my own key today, and I'm happy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just blessed, and I thank God for it.
It's more than a roof over heads. On-site support services help residents find jobs, deal with substance abuse issues, and secure health benefits.
That's the difference between an apartment building and permanent supportive housing. So we're here basically to address any needs that folks have that might have originally led to their homelessness. We're looking to end that cycle of homelessness and then to help people achieve goals that they have beyond just having the roof over their head.
Cloverleaf provides apartments like these to qualified single individuals, but it's not a handout.
People pay 30% of whatever their income is per month, and there's a minimum rent of $50 a month.
For residents like Mendez Alexander, having a key to his own place makes him feel like he's a productive part of society again.
This is what I always wanted. You know, I can come and go as I please. I sit and read the Bible just about every day. You know, I'm blessed.
Cloverleaf is the result of a vision to help those in need, and it's the first step in a long journey to end homelessness in our region. Reporting for VBTV, I'm Mickey Aceto.
Cloverleaf Apartments are the second in a series of regional housing complexes designed to help put a roof over people's heads. The first building went up in Norfolk as Gosnold Apartments, and a third complex is planned for Portsmouth. And in order to properly address housing needs, the Department of Housing and Neighborhood Preservation needs to know exactly what those needs are. So they are looking for your input. From March 24th to April 30th, you can log on to vbgov.com/surveys to provide input on housing needs. The survey will provide the city with a snapshot of the housing situation and help identify future needs and services. All responses are anonymous, and information gathered will help craft the department's 2010 to 2015 consolidated strategy and plan. And coming up next on VBTVs Access Virginia Beach, what would it be like if your child ran the world? And
math, colors, science. What does your child need to know on the first day of kindergarten? I'm Priscilla Monty. I'll tell you coming up.
We'll have that and more when we return.
Step behind the doors and gates of Virginia's most beautiful homes and gardens during Historic Garden Week in Virginia. Discover creative ideas in interior and garden design in more than 30 tours statewide. Sponsored by the Garden Club of Virginia. Historic Garden Week, April 17th through 25th. Visit vagardenweek.org for more information.
Hi. Patience. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Welcome back to VBTV's Access Virginia Beach. I'm Peter Van Heest. For many 5- and 6-year-olds, kindergarten is a rite of passage. But for those who aren't prepared, it can be a nerve-wracking experience. Priscilla Monty tells us what you can do to help prepare your child for this big step in life.
I have 30, 40, 50.
What in the world does your child need to know on the first day of kindergarten? Letters, numbers, reading, writing, and all those new rules. It's all so overwhelming. Kindergarten teachers at Pembroke Elementary break it down.
Long, long time ago, kindergarten used to be a lot of playtime, and there was nap and there was snack, and now it's very academic, which is not a scary thing because the children are able to do it.
The most important thing for a child to know is his or her name. They will see it on everything, their book bag, cubby, desk, you name it.
That's the most important word in their life, is their name.
It'd be great if they could write their own name, their first name, using an uppercase letter only and lowercase letters behind that.
So what about the rest of the alphabet? The more they know starting out, the more confident they will become as they face new challenges. So if your child already knows the alphabet, he may not be afraid to take on reading.
Bag. Does that make sense?
Counting is an important basic skill as well. Playing cards or bingo will help your child recognize numbers and become comfortable with the simple concepts. Learning colors at home will help make sense of a room sorted by colors. If you're assigned to the blue table, you need to know which color is blue. Parents can help by simply pointing out colors everywhere. Shapes are another important sorting tool. It's easy for a child to get lost when told to sit on the yellow square if they don't know which shape is a square. Again, spend time at home pointing out the squares, circles, triangles in your child's world.
One of the big complaints the kindergarten teachers hear from the kids is their hands hurt or they're tired from all the cutting and writing. So you can spend time with scissors, or even better, use Play-Doh. Just rubbing it around and having their fingers dig into it will strengthen those muscles and get them ready for kindergarten.
Open them, close them, put them in your lap, and that is where they need to stay.
Here's another handy tip. Talk to your child about keeping his hands to himself and taking turns during activities. Teachers say socialization presents the steepest learning curve for this age.
We do a lot of sharing and learning and taking turns, and these are all things that sometimes can be very difficult for children coming into kindergarten because they're used to mom's undivided attention.
Parents can help children learn to wait their turn by simply handing out numbers to speak at the dinner table.
In September and October, the children come in and they all want to share. Right now, they don't know about waiting. You know, they don't understand that there's 20-some other children in the room with them, and we all take turns. So it's a big adjustment.
And sometimes the biggest adjustment in kindergarten is for the parent.
Moms, let them go. If mom's upset, that's not going to help.
Getting them excited about school, talking about it.
Teachers say that will help the whole family get ready for this big year of academic, social, and emotional growth.
I don't know any other grade that develops like kindergarten. I mean, they start here almost sometimes with a blank slate, and they're reading and writing by the end of the year. I mean, it's dramatic.
To cut down on the drama, here are a few suggestions from the teachers. Work with your child in the months and weeks before kindergarten to learn his or her name, colors, shapes, numbers 1 to 10, letters, and how to wait your turn. The last one may take the most work. In fact, most of us are still learning when it comes to patience. And don't forget to offer lots of praise for your youngster. It will help prepare them for an educational journey that begins by leaving mom and dad at home.
You did a great job.
You did a great job.
Good job. Okay, Hannah.
Reporting for Access Virginia Beach, I'm Priscilla Monti.
You can find out more about the kindergarten enrollment requirements and tips on how to prepare your child for kindergarten on the vbschools.com website. And speaking of preparing students, this next story is about two schools that have teamed up to help give their students a boost for the future. These Kempsville High School students are enrolled in a leadership skills development class. For the past several weeks, they've been bringing the things they've learned to Kempsville Middle School.
My students actually get to be the facilitators of these activities, and they're trained all year long to be better leaders in their schools and communities. So this just gives them a chance to use those facilitation techniques and skills and work with groups where they are the student leader.
The program helps the high school students understand what it takes to work with groups.
We're learning about effective communication and group dynamics, how you can improve non-productive groups, and how working together can really lead to success.
And they're passing that knowledge along to the middle school students.
The idea actually came from Kima Giroux, who works at the Challenge Ropes course, and she was looking for students to train other student leaders to play games and activities and show how the team building and goal setting can translate from games into the classroom and better achieving student scores.
The program also uses adults from the community who come to the middle school to mentor the students. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if you ran the world? Well, some First Colonial High School students had a chance recently to see what it takes.
If we would like to form alliances, that's something that we can definitely do outside of this resolution.
Talk about a hard day at the office. These freshmen from the Legal Studies Academy are dealing with trade negotiations, economic peril, and even natural disasters.
We just had a volcanic eruption and half of our food has disappeared.
It's all part of the World Simulation Project.
World Simulation is basically a tinier version of Model UN, and groups of 7, 8, or 9 people are all together to make one country, and there's like a lot of really unique names.
This is an experience to see what situations, social situations, political situations, geographic situations, and see how they would react if they're faced with starvation or war or disaster.
More than just make-believe, these students are learning about teamwork, technology, and incorporating lessons from every subject matter.
Our Intro to Law class in the Legal Studies Academy worked on helping them to develop their constitution. In the science class, we built 3D models of their topography and learned about the biome so that they knew based on the geography.
The project doesn't end here. Seniors are also documenting the event and will compare the rise and fall of these societies to those of the real world.
I'm personally going around taking pictures of the stuff that's going on. We have video cameras being used, we have people blogging, we have people writing things down. We're the historians, essentially.
Academy students have been working on their project for more than 7 months. And now for a story that's out of this world. Let the Virginia Beach School Division whisk you away to the outer reaches of the solar system with their planetarium. Guests tour the constellations, learn fun facts about the sky, and hear about astronomical discoveries. Program themes change monthly. The March theme, NASA Mission Update. Get the latest information on the future of NASA's Constellation program and the future of America's space program. Programs are free and open to the public every Tuesday. Reservations are recommended by calling 648-4940. And the planetarium is located at Plaza Middle School. And if the virtual sky doesn't grab your attention, how about taking a closer look at the real thing? Join the Star Party at Mount Trashmore. Come and observe the night sky wonders through a variety of telescopes on Friday, April the 23rd. The fun begins at dark and lasts until about 10 p.m. There'll be several telescopes already set up, but participants are also welcome to bring their own. The event is a collaboration between the school division, Parks and Rec, and the local astronomy clubs. It's that time of the year again. The annual Cherry Blossom Festival will be in full bloom at Red Wing Park. Kick off the spring season with a celebration of peace and goodwill. The festival also honors the relationship between the city of Virginia Beach and its sister city of Miyazaki, Japan. The 6th annual event includes Japanese fish painting, martial arts, and traditional Japanese music. There's a host of fun for the whole family. And a highlight for this year, the festival will feature a performance from a dance team from the Nippon Sports Science University in Tokyo, Japan. The day's events run from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. on Saturday, March the 27th. Log on to vbgov.com/parks for more information. And with that, we've come to the end of our show. If you've missed something or would like to see it again, you can view this program online. Just log on to vbgov.com/eStream. Then find and click on Access Virginia Beach. And for everyone here at VBTV, I'm Peter Van Heest, and thanks for watching.